Hey, what's up guys? John here. Every week the headlines tell a confusing story. Inflation is cooling, consumers remain resilient, the economy is stabilizing, but then you check your bank account and it tells a different story. Right now, Americans are holding over 1.2 trillion in credit card debt, the highest we have ever seen.
Americans' total credit card balances now stand at a record high $1.2 trillion.
Total household debt has crossed 18 trillion. And more people are falling behind on payments.
Americans are carrying more debt than ever before. A new report from the New York Fed says total household debt reached a record $18.6 trillion from July through September.
Especially everyday cards used for groceries, gas, and basic life. At the same time, the everyday cost of living really hasn't calmed down. It just stopped exploding as fast as before.
Americans say that they are struggling. A new report reveals 69% say their income is falling behind the cost of living.
Groceries are still climbing. Restaurant meals keep getting more expensive. Car insurance premiums are jumping. Rent is eating 35%, sometimes 40% of people's income.
Rental prices are unaffordable for a record number of Americans, with half of all renters paying more than 30% of their income on rent and utilities.
At the same time, wages technically rose, but after inflation, most workers barely regain their buying power.
It appears workers are getting paid more, but inflation may have them feeling like they're getting paid less. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released its quarterly index showing wages have increased, but they're not keeping up with inflation.
So yes, people are making more on paper, but life costs even more to exist in. And when the math doesn't work, people swipe, they stack credit, they finance groceries, they stretch buy now, pay later until the next paycheck.
New research shows more Americans are turning to buy now, pay later finance plans to pay for groceries. And more people are struggling to pay those loans back. An expert I talked with says it's an alarming new trend.
This isn't overspending, it's survival spending. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Spending is no longer optional for most Americans. But the way we spend has never been more important, which is why something interesting has started happening. Instead of just trying to spend less, more consumers are searching for ways to make their unavoidable spending work for them to turn their daily expenses into something that doesn't just disappear. That's the philosophy behind the Gemini credit card. Instead of giving you traditional cash back or travel points, this card turns your everyday purchases into cryptocurrency rewards. Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of the 50+ digital assets available on the Gemini platform. So every time you buy gas, grab coffee, order food, or pay for essentials, a percentage of that spending is automatically rewarded in crypto and deposited into your Gemini account instantly. No waiting for statement cycles, no confusing point system, no redemption hoops. It's happening in real time. Now, what makes this interesting in today's economy is how it aligns with real consumer behavior. According to recent consumer data, Americans spend thousands per month on credit cards across normal categories: gas, food, groceries, and daily essentials. The Gemini credit card is structured specifically around these areas. Up to 4% back on gas and transit, on up to $300 in spend per month, 3% back on dining, 2% back on groceries, 1% back on everything else. And most importantly, there's no annual fee or foreign transaction fees. So instead of getting generic points that eventually get spent again, you're slowly building an investment position through the same purchases you would make anyway. And here's where the strategy becomes powerful. This isn't about dumping large amounts of money into crypto all at once. It's about dollar cost averaging without changing your lifestyle. You're automatically buying crypto at different price points over time. Sometimes high, sometimes low, smoothing out volatility through consistency. You don't have to guess the perfect time to invest. Your spending rhythm does it for you. And historically, this kind of slow, consistent exposure has outperformed emotion. All at once decisions. Now let's put real numbers behind it. If someone spends around $1,900 a month across typical categories like gas, dining, groceries, and everyday purchases, they could earn roughly $25 to $30 per month in crypto rewards, just from normal living. That may not sound life-changing at first glance, but here's the key. Those rewards don't stay static like cash back. They remain tied to the asset. In years where crypto runs hot, that $300 to $400 per year in rewards could potentially grow. And historically, Bitcoin has shown long-term appreciation despite short-term volatility.
Is there any stopping Bitcoin? The cryptocurrency hitting an all-time high against.
Bitcoin climbs to kick off the week after hitting a new all-time high above $125,000.
Of course, and this matters, it can go down. Crypto is not guaranteed. There are drawdowns, there are crashes, there are unpredictable cycles. But the difference here is psychological risk exposure. You're not risking savings. You're not transferring large chunks of money. You're converting already necessary spending into something that might grow instead of just evaporate. And that's a very different risk profile. The Gemini credit card also removes some common friction people face with crypto. You don't need to decide how much should I invest, when should I buy, what's the perfect timing. It's structured, automatic, and integrated into behavior you already have. And that's why it's becoming appealing to people that want exposure to crypto without the emotional stress and timing anxiety that it usually comes with. But let's stay grounded. This card is not a magic fix for bad habits. If you carry large balances, miss payments, or treat credit cards like free money, the no reward structure will save you. In fact, high interest rates will wipe out any benefit. This card works best for people who pay their balances responsibly, already spend on essentials consistently, want long-term exposure without the stress, understand volatility, and don't panic sell. So the strategy isn't swipe more to earn more. It's redirect what you already spend into something smarter. And that mindset shift is the real value. You stop seeing spending as just a loss. You see it as a movement. You're investing as you spend. Money flowing with intention. In an economy where prices keep rising and purchasing power keeps shrinking, this is about taking control over the only thing that you can actually control, how your money behaves. Before deciding if this card makes sense, there are a few important things that most people don't hear about. This isn't a random crypto startup. The Gemini credit card is offered by WebBank, the same institution behind several major fintech products, giving a banking infrastructure with real credit card protections. Also available in all 50 states, which already separates it from many crypto products which are limited by location. When it comes to getting approved, the process is pretty straightforward. You can first check your eligibility online without affecting your credit score, which lets you see your potential credit limit and APR range before committing. If you decide to move forward, the full application is completed through the Gemini app and follows a standard credit card approval flow. You'll need to verify your identity with a government ID and a quick biometric scan for security. Approval and credit card limits vary based on your overall credit profile, income, and existing debt, just like with any traditional credit card. Some applicants get instant approval, while others may go through an additional short review process. But here's a stat that actually puts things into perspective. A piece of statistics from October shows that Bitcoin rewards earned and held for 1 year through the Gemini credit card have historically appreciated an average of 279%. That doesn't guarantee future performance, but it shows why some users view this card as more than just a standard rewards tool. And if you look at Bitcoin's historical movement, the volatility becomes clear. Up 120% in 2024, up 155% in 2023, up 303% in 2020, down 64% in 2022, down 73% in 2018. That's the real trade-off. You're exchanging predictable cash back for exposure to something that can swing hard up or down. On the physical side, the card has a metal build. Currently comes in 6 color options and uses a clean, minimal design with no printed card numbers, with all sensitive data stored securely in the Gemini app. And more importantly, this card was never designed to beat travel cards or elite cashback cards. Its role is different. It's positioned as a bridge between everyday spending and long-term crypto exposure, allowing passive participation without active trading. At the end of the day, this isn't a magic fix for a broken economy, it's a tool. For some people, it's a smart way to make everyday spending work a little harder. If you want to look into it, the link is in the description, or go to gemini.com/John. There's a $200 intro bonus when you spend $3,000 in the first 90 days. Check your eligibility, see the details, and decide for yourself if this fits how you handle money.